Hello everybody, I am back as promised with a heatless wave or curls tutorial, and let's just get right into it. So you're going to need two socks or two types of cloth that are long enough to braid your hair into basically, and I would recommend you have clips to hold those against your head. 2, 4, doesn't matter. And then I use 3 hair ties for this whole process total, which is just by choice, obviously. And then you just need a few bobby pins. So after you have all of those things, you can get right into it. And this is my comb for today, so don't judge me. But I'm going to just part my hair down the middle. And I do want to mention that you're going to part it all the way down. So it's going to be put into 2 different sections. Once you've split them both into 2 sections, you can just put one up so it doesn't get in the way, and then you can just start. So I like to use the flat edge facing the front of my face. I don't know if it really makes a difference, but that's just what I do every time. And then I always make sure to secure the sock or whatever that I'm using so that it doesn't move or budge while I'm braiding it, because it will do that since you're technically pulling it, and it's just a lot easier when it's held firmly. So then once you have it all pinned and ready, you're just gonna make sure everything's all brushed so that you don't have to pull and rip through. And then you're gonna grab one piece from the front, and the bigger the piece, the bigger the volume, and the less tight of a curl. But this is about the size that I like to go for on average. And then you're gonna wrap that first piece all the way around by itself, and then grab from the back, pulling the back all the way to the front like so. And then you're gonna wrap those together around one time, and then once you wrap those together around one time, you do the same process all over again. So then from that point, you're just basically going to keep grabbing from the back in little sections, little by little, while you're keeping the sock as close to your head as possible. And doing that is just going to assure that it's a tight curl, versus letting the sock just be pulled away from the head. You'll notice that you don't actually curl as much as your hair as you think, because it's only curling the ends of your hair. But yeah, so I hope this is a little bit helpful. It's kind of hard to show up close, but you can kind of tell that I just keep grabbing from the back, and then once it gets super small, I just take the rest and wrap it all the way around, until you can't, basically. So you're using the sock as like a hair roller, and it really is surprising how well this works, and I really did underestimate it. So like, this is the rest of the hair that I have left, and I'm just going to put it all together while I pinch my or pull my sock close to my head like so, and you're just going to keep wrapping and wrapping until you can't. So I like to just pin these areas once I get to the bottom, just because I don't want it to fly away. Sometimes they'll start to unwrap, and then, like, you don't really actually get a curl from it. So I like to just pin it at least twice. So especially with hairs like this one, where I can just make sure that everything's wrapped and actually holding its shape. And then once I do that, I just pull my sock over my hair, and I've started doing that just because I sleep with this, and this only applies to the people using socks, but I do this because I don't like it to get all frizzy while I sleep, and this does help a lot. So, and then just to keep that up, I like to use little hair tie and wrap it around like I would for like a pigtail, just to keep the sock up from moving. And then you're just gonna let that sit and chill while you do the other one. And it's the same process. So you're gonna wanna steal the clip from the other side of your head, even though you have 4, and use it to hold it in place like so, and just repeat the same process of bringing one piece all the way around, and then grabbing from the back to then wrap around together, and then keep going from there. I also did want to mention, if hair tutorials is something you would want me to do more on my page, let me know down below in the comments, because I really can't tell, and I also want to know what you guys want to see. And I know a lot of you followed me for makeup, but a lot of you asked me for hairstyle tutorials and stuff like that. So if you think I should do actually full-length tutorials on my hairstyles, let me know. And yeah, if not, also let me know, because both help me. Once you're done tying the second little ponytail moment, you're gonna just twist it so it's tightened a little. And then if you have long enough hair to do this step, you could just tie it in the back like so. And I just like to keep it like this overnight. It's easier for me to sleep with it on the back of my head versus two on the sides. But I also want to show you guys how I do my little baby hair, since a lot of you asked me for this. And here we go. So you're just gonna need the Got To Be gel, the Ultra Hold, and a headband. And I personally don't like dipping it anymore. I used to do that, but it's way easier to push it out like so and close the lid so it gets all over, and so gross, so nasty, not at all. And then I just use that product because that product's a little bit more dry, it's a lot more sticky, and it's way easier to work with than when it's fresh out of the bottle and wet AF. But what I like to do is I just brush it continuously on the same area for a while just to get that product in there and make sure that it's sticking to my skin, because I don't like when it just flies up and looks like wings. So this is what I do to avoid that. Once I'm done laying it how I like it and it's pressed against my skin, that's when I like to hold it down with my finger and basically just create that curve so that it goes up and towards your hair. You can make it as big or as little as you want it. I go back and forth, but lately after this video, of course, because not in this, I've been doing it a little bit smaller, which means that I just hold it closer and just drag it with my finger. Especially this specific one that I'm doing now, I feel like I always just try to make it super small, but it doesn't work like I planned all the time. But yeah, this is the best way I could explain it. I don't know if this is helpful, but if it is, let me know. So I'll wrap it for about 5 minutes and then just take it out right away before it completely dries. So if anything's not where I want it, it's easy to move and it's not flaky or anything. Like this one got a little bit messed up when I got pressed down, so you're still able to fix and maneuver things. And this is the next day after I beat my face. You know the drill. That tutorial is my last video, so if you want to watch how this makeup was created, go ahead and check out that video. But in the meantime, enjoy me struggling to take these bad boys out. And since everything's kind of pushed forward in this wrapping process, initially when you take everything out, you're going to notice that you're not going to have too much volume in the back if your hair type's anything like mine. But that's okay because you can just volumize it yourself, fluff it out a little bit, brush through it, and just kind of pick around and just see what you like and how you would want it. And then I would recommend you spray it with hairspray. I didn't record it, but I do use the Redken hairspray. I believe it's medium hold, and yeah, you can just see the huge difference in brushing it out. And of course, I'm satisfied with how this looks. Definitely this is my go-to for when I curl my hair now. I don't even use a curling iron anymore, but if this is something you guys want to see on my page, let me know down below, and make sure you like it, comment, subscribe, and thank you for watching. See you next week. Bye.